Alright guys, I've been working away at the drywall process here, and I guess I didn't film a good deal of that because I didn't want to film me losing my mind working at drywall. I've got most of the tape in place and the funny cracks are covered, that kind of thing. First coat of drywall mud is on in a lot of them, but now while that's drying, I want to move on to removing these rather poorly cut frames that are around this window. You can already see that it's not properly insulated. So you can see that there is some spray foam in there around the windows, but really not very much. Now there's no spray foam up in there at all, and I can feel a cool breeze coming through. Okay, so next, let's see what it'll take to get this off of here. Okay. Yeah, that is just pine, I think. And this is the top of the foundation going down this wall. I gotta figure this out. I really wish I knew. Oh boy, that goes way down. That's really weird. Like everything else in this place, it's a very strange construction. Alright, let's have a quick look at what we need here. So, I need the shelf, which is going to consist of 3 boards. I've got the main board along the top, a front board, and a back board, which will be the border along the windows. Then I've got the top board to put in, which will consist of 2 boards, so it'll be an L-shaped piece that goes in there, and then 3 boards that run up and down between the 2. At the very ends, and 2 in the middle. That's 4 boards. So I've got all the measurements for those out in the shop. So let's get out there and start figuring things out and how we're going to approach this. So I just want to take a minute of your time here, guys, to say thank you very much for watching. I hope you've been finding the videos interesting, or at the very least entertaining. And if that's the case, I'd really appreciate the like on the video, and I'd love to have you subscribe to the channel. So if you have any questions, thoughts, suggestions, anything like that, please don't hesitate to send a comment. I'd really love to hear from you. Alright guys, it is still good and cool out here. Next year's upgrade to the shop will be a wood-burning stove. So I've got the main shelf now cut. So the next thing I want to do is cut the front piece for it. Alright guys, so I am having a surprising issue with this poplar. So as I cut my boards, they're warping on me. So what I'm doing now is I've got my jointer board here, and I'm going to cut a straight edge and then cut it to a finished width, and that seems to be okay. I just did one that came out nice and flat, so that's good. It'll be interesting to see whether this holds straight. So this is poplar, and I have been told that it is good for this kind of job, but I didn't expect it to warp like this. It's been sitting drying for some time up in my drying shed, and it does seem to be nice and dry, but this little game that it's now playing on me, warping as I make my cuts, is going to be a bit of a nuisance. Now, the longer pieces, thinner pieces, that's not going to be an issue. They'll straighten out easy enough just as I put them together. But these pieces are fairly wide, and they're going straight up and down, and there's no edges on them or anything like that. So they need to be straight, or it could end up looking weird. So I've got one cut. I'm going to get the next one cut, then go up and get another board, and I've got 2 more yet to do. Well, so far so good. Well, there's all my trim pieces cut to their finished width. They're rough length, but they still have to have their thickness cut. Now, what I had happen here with 2 of these pieces, I've got this now. So as I've mentioned before, my specialty or my experience is in working with steel, not wood. So a constant learn as you go. Now if I can salvage these 2 pieces, that's fine. Otherwise, we'll have to find another board and cut these 2 from a straighter board. Well, let's see what we can do here. This may work, it may not. I don't know, but we're going to give it a try just for the heck of it. I may end up with a mess, I don't know. But we're going to leave that overnight and see if that does anything. But for now, I think I got to get back in and do a little more work with the sanding on the drywall. Oh, have I mentioned how much I hate drywall? Well, let's get back inside and get back to it. So we've got the drywall repairs pretty much done, and I'm going to start putting the first coat of primer on, but I want to take this off, see what's underneath here. It is one ugly, dirty piece of wood. So I am pretty sure that this is the top of the cement foundation that goes out and back this way. So why this wall is up as high as it is, I don't know. Because there isn't anything there. So I'm pretty sure I can cut it down, make it actually fit properly on here, and reuse it. All right, guys, very wet, very sloppy day out there today. Almost be afraid to go down and have a look at the trails at this point in time. But we've had these two boards sitting here for 2 days now, about 48 hours. And I'm going to take the clamps off and see if that did do anything with taking some of the bow out of these boards so I can still use them. So let's see what happens here. Doesn't look good so far. There is still about 1/4 of an inch worth of warp in there, but I think I can deal with that. I don't think that should be too hard to take out. So as a millwright, when dealing with a piece of warped steel, you could use a little bit of heat, followed by a carefully calibrated bit of pressure. But I don't think that works with lumber. Go figure. So thanks again for watching, guys, and we'll see you out on the trails the next time.